Thermal Sound Wave.
If you're just tuning in right now, you're checking out Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio right here on WHCR 90.3 FM. Of course, New York is C.Truth, Kev Lawrence, C.Truth. Call us 212-650-6903. Email us thermalsoundwaves@gmail.com. Now, right now, we have joining us on the program, brother doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, holding it down in the trenches. You know what I mean?
What trenches?
The unsung heroes in the sport of football. Yeah, that's the trenches I'm talking about.
Who are we talking about?
You know what I mean? The
don't
brother that be on the line. You know what I mean? And not just the telephone line. Yeah, on the front lines when it comes to this game of football that we talking about.
So you talking about the people that
real
that
tackling,
get the last credit?
Yeah, the last
do the
credit.
First line work.
Exactly. And they really get it. They scuffle on every play.
So you talking about the ref, hockey league then?
No. I'm talking about the dudes on the line that gets it in every single play. They get hit every play. Forget about all of these penalties for these hard hits on these receivers and so forth and all that, man. These dudes get hit every play and they go at it.
Depending on where he's from, I may not even talk. He gotta be from a certain place. You know, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him from a certain
But listen, man, I'm talking about an offensive lineman right here. He can be offensive sometimes too, but you know that's a whole other story.
Shots in my name.
We got Mr. Willie Colon joining us on the program right now. Offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And where you from, Willie? Where you from?
Hold up. Super Bowl champion.
What up?
Super Bowl champion. Can't forget that now.
You want to say it again?
Super Bowl champion, offensive lineman, Mr. Willie Colon for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah! Clap it up for that man. And what borough are you from again, sir?
South Bronx, from the Bronx.
He's from the Bronx. Okay, wait.
He said
Don't
South
worry about
Bronx.
it. Be quiet, see. Be
He
quiet.
said South
You
Bronx.
be quiet, see.
Nah, I ain't being quiet.
Nah, you be quiet.
Nah, I'm
You
never
wait on
being
that.
silent.
Don't try to divide
Never being
us.
silent. How am I dividing you? I said he said the South Bronx.
You know I was going to
How am I dividing you?
Everybody out here at Thermal Sound Radio.
How am I dividing?
C.Truth and I always have this thing, you know, a lot of Brooklyn people try to come through here. You know, people not even
People
from
do
New York
come
want to
through
claim
here.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, because it's
They
the best
from here. Anyway,
That's what it is. But
Thermal Sound Radio.
what's going on with you, sir? How you doing tonight, man?
Good, brother. How's everybody? Kev Lawrence, what up?
What up, bro? What up,
Love
man?
you, bro.
I'll speak to you in a minute, man. Love you, bro. Come here right here.
So let everybody know, you know, what you've been up to because unfortunately the Steelers, you know, didn't get to the big game this year.
Right.
So let everybody know what's been happening with you and everything you've been doing in your world.
Nothing, man. Just you know, it's that time of the season where a lot of ball players, we travel. Our center, Marquise Pouncey, took us out to Hawaii. He made the Pro Bowl. So we went out to Hawaii, watched him play in the Pro Bowl, and my brother just moved to L.A., so I went to go check him in L.A. I was in New York this weekend with the family, and I'm back in Pitt, back to work. So I've been on a little bit of a tour, and you know, just staying in ballet. That's it.
Now, for everybody out there, man, of course, like we said, we're speaking to offensive lineman for the Super Bowl champion, Willie Colon for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, you know, how about we go a different route first? We'll get back to how you doing, all that stuff later.
Right.
I want to really start off with saying shout out to you and a couple of foundations you got going on, man. Because, you know, usually when people talk about sports people, the first thing we got to talk about is the negative stuff, man. So let's go into everything that you're doing that's not in the limelight.
You know, obviously I work closely with the Lupus Foundation of Pittsburgh. My mother suffers from lupus. She was diagnosed roughly in the first grade. So that, you know, I made the NFL. It was important for me to learn more about the sickness and then obviously, you know, be more hands-on. And I work closely with them when we have a lot of things coming up. And, you know, just try to stay open and seek out more avenues of trying to raise money for it. You know, there's so much budget cuts going on that, you know, the foundations usually take a hit. So we try to keep the budget up and try to do things that impact people.
And, of course, man, shout out to Mama Colon, the whole Colon family, the whole Jones family, the whole extended family, Sawyer family, Cuzzle family, Yamo family. It's a large family, man, of people over there, man.
Right.
So let them know, of course, you're from the Bronx and all, but let them know, you know, what schools you went to. Let them know, like, you know, you was really deep-rooted in the community.
Yeah, I went to Cardinal Hayes High School, right over the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. graduated from there. Later went on to Hofstra, right there in Long Island, Nassau. And kind of all she wrote. Was able to get drafted out of Hofstra and, fought my way all the way to the top. So here I am.
Now, hold on, though. You said it like it was nothing. It was drafted out of Hofstra.
That's not nothing, but,
Yeah, but what I want to say, what I want to ask you is, tell everybody the road that you had to go through, because Hofstra is not known as a football powerhouse. I mean,
I don't think they got
we
football
don't have a
anymore.
program no more.
Yeah, there you go. They don't even have football anymore.
Right.
They barely had a basketball team.
Right.
So how did you make a road to get to the NFL, which many people that go to major, blue chip schools can't even do? What was it that you did that enabled yourself to get to the NFL, coming from a school like Hofstra?
Well, I think anything, man. And, I think you're starting to see the trend now. A lot of NFL scouts are looking for small school talent. And this because we're more blue collar, we're more hardworking. We're not on game day. We're not on, we're not riding around in the fancy cars. And we don't get the booster money. We don't get the top-notch gear. We pretty much make do with what we got. And that's how it was at Hofstra. And, even Victor Cruz, who plays for the Giants, I saw him in Pro Bowl. And we were sharing stories because he went to UMass and I went to Hofstra. And it was one of our rivals. We were telling each other stories. And, it's one of the things where it humbles you. You realize that if you love the game as much as I do, you do what you can, and you fight your heart off for it. You train hard. You try to stay out of trouble as much as possible. And then you realize that, if playing football is your dream, you do anything to protect it. And that's what a lot of the guys that I played with did. Shout out to Marcus Colston, who plays for the Saints.
Yes. Also a Super Bowl champion.
Kyle Anderson from Hofstra that plays for the Patriots. So we had a lot of guys that made it to the show. Stephen Bowen. Who plays for the Redskins. So,
yep.
We were all family. We all believed in each other. And to this day, when we see each other, it's like a bunch of brothers getting back together. But that's how it is. That's how it was for me. We trained hard. We played hard. It was 8 dudes in a Honda Accord, getting around campus.
No, say that again. Say that again. Let them know.
It was like 8 dudes in a Honda Accord squeezing in, trying to
8 big dudes.
So it was what it was, but it humbled us, man. That's why I think we're at where we're at right now, because we're able to live a great life and be blessed, help our families. But we didn't start off that way, and and a lot of small school guys go through that. So I think we laugh long. We never forget where we came from.
And also, I feel like a lot of those scouts actually look at the smaller schools because they're tired of spending that unneeded money on a lot of these so-called blue chip schools with these people that come to NFL, gets paid a lot of money, but then actually don't do nothing in the NFL.
Well, I think a lot of these guys that come out of these big schools, they're already living a pro life. You're playing on big time. You're playing at night. You're playing on the big stage. It's over 80 to plus thousand people already at your games. So there's really no difference. There's no humble. There's no humility. There's no transition from, if you're going to Ohio State, you play for the Browns. Ohio State sells out more than the Browns.
Yeah,
so you're already living that life. So when kids come to the NFL, if you're from a big school, the lights and the cameras don't really faze you. So I think to some degree you take it for granted. If you come from where I came from, this is it. This is like a prize fight for you. You got one shot at the belt. So a lot of us tend to make use of it.
How did you feel when you found out that Hofstra was cutting their football program?
Oh, obviously, it was upsetting. I'm the only guy in the locker room. Saturday morning, before we have our little walkthroughs and we get ready for Sunday night's game, everybody's at the television watching their schools play, watching their alma mater, and I'm sitting there kind of just cheering for whoever I like. So it was disheartening. I didn't want it. Hopefully, we can do something in the future to bring it back. But right now, it is what it is.
That's what it's, man. WHCR 90.3 FM Thermal Soundwaves Radio. We're here, the Radio Boys, hanging out with Mr. Willie Colon, NFL Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman,
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Well, we for everybody out there, we fam,
Already.
See, it's real crazy because we're keeping it light right now. Well, we're keeping it light about how you felt when you first got to NFL. But I'm gonna tell a story. I was at this girl's house, being Kev Lawrence, and I got a phone call, and I got a shout out to the man J. Hot Dog Jones.
Right.
The whole Jones family. He gave me that call like, yo, it sounded like a lot of crying on the phone. So everybody right now, listening right now, Willie Colon, he's Willie Colon. So he's like real, stern. But right now, it was like there's another side.
Right.
I got that phone call said, come to the house right now. And I came to the house, and I didn't understand what was going on. And you go to the house, nothing but like huge-looking security guard dudes with tears in their eyes. I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, we made it. I was we made it well. Like, we going out to the club tonight? Then it's like, made it to the NFL. He got drafted. So what was the phone call from the coach or the staff that called you from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
My draft story is interesting. Just because I had, you train so hard up to the point to the draft, and you really don't know where you're going to go. You got 32 teams. Any 32 teams can call you, and you're just up for pickings. And I remember going, the night before, I didn't want to be in my house. I was staying in Long Island, and I went to my sister's house, and I wanted to kind of be a little secluded. And my phone went dead. And anybody that knows about the draft process, that's how they contact you. You leave your phone on you, so you wait for the call. So I was a nervous wreck. I figured I missed out on my chances. Wake up that morning, the next day, phone still dead. For some reason, when the draft came on for the second day, around 10 or 11, my phone just miraculously popped back on. And my agent called. He was like, man, what's going on with your phone? The Cowboys called you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Cowboys even trying to contact you.
Yeah, they was like the Cowboys were trying to call you in the morning. What were you doing? I was like, oh, my phone wasn't working. I'm at my sister's house. So he's like, well, I don't, at his point, he doesn't have too much control. He's like, all right, well, we'll see what happens. Stay by your phone. So I'll be more upset. I feel like I just missed a call that could have changed my life. And so I say whatever. I kind of just breathe, go to the refrigerator, get a cup of water. And the draft goes on. A couple of teams who I thought I had a strong chance of making, they passed up on me. And I was like, man, I may have just blown it over a stupid phone. It was really like a sickening feeling. And I remember going to the terrace, just looking. It was a summer day. It was warm. It was a spring day, actually, but it was still warm. And my phone goes off. And my sister's in the kitchen. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, answer the phone. Like, answer my phone. I was done with my phone. She's like, 412. What is 412? And I'm like, I don't know. Answer it. She's like, well, you answer it. So I get up the terrace, pick the phone, and it's Bill Cowher. And he's like, Willie Colon, how you doing? I'm like, hey, who's this? And he's like, this is Bill Cowher, coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I was like, okay, how you doing? He was like, we think we're about to pick you up right now in the draft. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah. He's like, I think you want to be a Steeler? I was like, yeah, of course I do. And I looked at the TV, and my name went across the ticket, and I just fell on my knees. And my sister saw me fall, and it was just, it was a very emotional. I've been through so much. Like Kev will tell you, he is family. We've been through so much as a family, and to in a matter of an hour, to almost think you've blown your chances because your phone wasn't working, to turn back on and to be selected in the fourth round, and have a legit shot of playing in the NFL. And obviously, the emotions and all the hard work and all the sacrifice your family goes through and you go through. It's a very emotional thing, and it happened, and I've been blessed so far.
Absolutely. It's Thermal Sound Waves here on WHCR 90.3 FM. We're talking to Willie Colon, Super Bowl champion, old lineman from the Pittsburgh Steelers, joining us right about now. Rachel LeBlanc says you owe her a trip to Hawaii, Will.
Oh, tell Rachel I got it. She already know what it is.
No doubt. Now, tell us about your Windows Dreamers movement.
Yeah, right now it's a non-profit. It's still a lot of work, still a lot of things got to go on. to make it where it needs to be. I also have Rachel LeBlanc, my PR, on deck trying to get things going. She's the best. Obviously, I'm the knucklehead out the group. So, but there's a lot of things in the work, but it all stems from the fact, the base of it is, I was a kid in the Bronx who, like Kev, you grew up in the projects. You spent a lot of your days looking out the window, daydreaming, and whatever you're daydreaming about, whatever you're pursuing. I remember a lot of my days. I remember sitting on my radio, looking out my window, just kind of fantasizing about things, and so I thought it was a great way to. There's a lot of kids, if you look around windows, a lot of kids looking out these windows just hoping for a dream, hoping for a chance. And hopefully this foundation can bring it to them.
And you know what? I got to cut you off right there, Willie. For everybody out there that, ever had any thoughts, that same projects, we go back to that same projects and hang out there comfortably.
Yeah, definitely.
Walk outside, walk to the corner store.
Right.
Still take out the garbage. Mama Clone still cooking the food.
Right.
Shout out to Titi, because they choose to stay there because they're comfortable.
Right. Definitely.
Real comfortable over there, man. Shout out to everybody around there that make sure Mama Clone, everybody is cool and safe. It's probably more safer if you were part of the Clone family of peoples. You're probably more safer there than any other suburb.
So a lot of truth to that.
And the cops let me park by the hydrant. No tickets.
Right.
So, man, listen, man, Willie, man. So, how's your take, man, with this whole Super Bowl thing, man? How'd you feel about it?
It was a great. I think it started to get real ugly. I think the power outage had a big thing to do with the Niners coming back. But it was great. I mean, I don't like the Ravens. Obviously, I'm not a Ravens fan. But,
every time y'all play, we call it the body bag game. Some bodies are getting carted off every time the Baltimore Ravens play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right. Some bodies are always getting carted off.
Yeah, it gets ugly out there. But no, I mean, 17 years in the league, he's decorated. I think he's like a 13-time Pro Bowler. I mean, the man, he's done a lot. He's changed the game. He's played at a high level. Why not end out with a championship? If I'm blessed to play as long as him and win a Super Bowl, leaving out, why not? So I give much respect to him, and why not? They got one. At least we just got to answer it next year. Make sure they don't get another one.
Exactly. I'm talking about. It's Terrible Sideways, WATR, talking to Willie Colon, Super Bowl champion, of course. O-lineman from the Pittsburgh Steelers, doing big things, of course, with his foundations, for Lupus, the Windows Dreamers, the whole 9 yards, man. So when do you get back to training again for the season?
I'm already doing it. I'm already on the horse, man. This season, it really comes around quick. So if you're about your craft, you try to stay in shape. You try to be on your grind. You try not to push it too much because the season is long. But if you don't make it to the playoffs, your season a little extra longer. So your off season is extra longer for that. But just staying in shape, staying out of trouble, and just relaxing right now.
Who's a comedian off the offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I don't know. It's a lot of us. We got a bunch of clowns, man.
Who has the worst jokes?
Ramon Foster's pretty funny. He's our right guard. I believe that offensive line coach he's pretty hysterical himself. Everybody plays their part. Yeah, I don't think there's any one guy that sticks out in particular, but if there had to be one, it'd probably be Ramon.
Ramon, all right. We got to look out for Ramon coming to a comedy show near you and all that, man. So how's it like, man, for you in Pittsburgh? Because being around it's like you have a lot of fans. You got a crazy fan base.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a very intense city. I tell everybody, the women out here know more about football than the men.
Yeah.
And it's for real. You have women walk up on you and heckle you and tell you stop holding or stop fighting or and you're like, man, you're like 85. You still watching football, but that's Pittsburgh, man. There's generations of fans that pass it on, and it's just what it is. It's the foundation of the city.
And it's one of the biggest movements in the NFL as far as like fans that travel,
Steeler
as far as like doing
Yeah.
numbers when it comes to ratings, because people really tune in and they really, really support the Steelers heavy, like all over the country.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anytime we go out west, man, to see, when we go to Arizona, they call it Steeler West, and when we go to San Fran, or we're in Oakland, to see just waves and waves of just people who are just black and gold, it's amazing, and that's what makes you want to play. That's what makes you want to play for them, because you know there's a chance wherever you go, half of that crowd is going to be Steeler Nation, and that's a little disheartening if you're a home team. So
Exactly, but you'll take that.
Like, wait a minute,
Right.
we play here.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Now we got to wrap, but tell us who some of your favorite players are. Outside of people on your team in the league right now.
Yeah, me being an offensive lineman, I obviously follow other offensive linemen, but I love the Pouncey brothers. One of them play on my team, but his other brother plays for the Dolphins.
Yes.
They both play extremely hard. I like who else? I like Russell Okon from Seattle. I think he's a good ball player. I like Orlando Franklin from Denver. So I follow all other offensive linemen. I like Brandon Moore from the Jets. I think he's a good ball player. So I follow all those guys. But that's how you get better at your craft, watching other people take a little things that they do better so you can get better.
And a big shout out to the whole staff, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Max Starks, Trey Essex. Shout out to the whole crew, because you was the only guy I've ever seen where Ben Roethlisberger was actually walking around in certain clubs, no security. But since you have so much respect,
Roethlisberger.
I remember, we call it The Office, the club we go to. And Ben Roethlisberger, I remember thugs coming up to me like, "Yo, that's Ben Roethlisberger. Can I talk to him?" I'm like, yeah, he's right in the middle of the floor. And security look at me, "Do you need me to run over there?" Like, no, he's good.
Right. Yeah.
Someone wants to give you a shout out, Will. Hold on. Hello, you're on live. Thermal Sound Waves.
Okay, yeah, Will, I want to give you a big shout out, man.
Well, who's this? Where you calling from?
My name is Doug. I'm calling from Harlem. I remember Willie. I used to play with his father, and he used to bring Will and his brother to the games when we used to play, and he was always used to brag about them, man. I'm really proud that Will has stepped up, and I know your dad would have been real proud of you, man. So am I.
Oh, it means a lot. It means a lot. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, bro.
And big love you to Papa Colon.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And all that. Rest in peace and all that, man.
Absolutely. So we'll let everybody know where they can get information on your foundations and all that and so forth. Of course, they can follow the whole Steeler movement at, the NFL.com and so forth, and the Steeler website.
Right now, the website and everything works. Just stay tuned. I have a Twitter, Will74. Shoot me a tweet, whatever you want. I'm on Facebook. Shoot me hit me on that, and just stay tuned.
And big shout out to Miss She Notes, a.k.a. Rachel LeBlanc, a.k.a. Miss She Notes. Because she was also the first woman with Tiffany Elzie to give the first event you had in Miami.
Oh, wow, that was nutty, yeah. Remember that?
That was a hilarious. Shout out to Amir Brown wearing those Miss Piggies. Don't ever do that again, Amir. But that was a great time there, man. And Trey, please drink more water. But shout out to Rachel LeBlanc for doing that, man. She's always doing, just great things.
She's always doing big things on the ground. Much respect to Rachel. Anybody
want to give a shout out to, bro?
No, man. It's Black History Month, so Obama's in office. Rule to the Q's, and look forward to next season. Let's get it going.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tonio. Shout out to Sharif. Shout out to Trey. All the whole staff, man. Tell Max stop battling me. He been battling me on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he showed me his collection. We gotta talk what it is, but I heard his collection is even crazy.
Yeah, he's a little nutty.
Yeah. Go. I got you though, Max. I got you.
Mad Max.
Man, but thank you, man, for everything you're doing in the community. You're one of the very few people I know that you get extreme love, and people are like coming to tears when they mention your name sometimes because of how you always come back to the neighborhood, and you'll hop in a regular car, in a cab, and you'll hang out. People like you ain't never left.
Exactly.
You do a lot, man. You do a lot with Lupus too, man.
Absolutely.
That's all the love. Appreciate you guys. You guys be good.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks a lot, bro.
All right, now.
All right.
What?
It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio.
Thermal sound waves, y'all. They hot.